good, evil. Both of them are different sides to the same coin. We can't say that someone is good nor evil. Everyone has his justification for what he's doing. In our eyes, someone could be evil, but if you look at it from his point of view, he's not the evil of the story. And that's the conflict that we have. How do we reach someone and make them believe in what we believe? And it had the most energy and potential of any planet in this universe. And his form that we see now isn't his original form. He was the ruler of this planet for a very long time. He tells his story that he created the first beings on this planet, and they were shapeshifters. And every single one of them chose a permanent form that fit his personality once he came of age. And he told them whoever ruled and led his people into a utopia, he would take with him on his ship. He would teach him all of the knowledge of the gods, the information from each universe. But one day, one of his children took the life of another, the son of the god, who was a great ruler and didn't deserve it. So he rewarded his son with an interview to work in the afterlife with the permission of other deities. This angered the god's other son, Noob, because the afterlife was his personal getaway. And this also angered his son, Sunset, the murderer and liar, and made him even more jealous. So he planned to block out the sun because his father, Garura, consumes its energy for his power. But little did he know, what gave him his own power was the energy that's produced when the sun hits the moon. So in his attempt, both of them were weakened. So Sunset convinced Noob to merge with him. But Noob, having more power over the soul, he tricked Sunset and dominated the merged state. And together they were unstoppable until Garura merged with his son. And together with the disc, they defeated and sealed the soul of the two into a well of water above the walls, entrance to the afterlife. And unless the soul is completely destroyed, there was always a chance that Noob will get revived or reincarnated, using either his source of power or the new source he gained when he merged with Sunset. And so much death had occurred that the soul couldn't be destroyed by normal means. All life on this planet has been wiped away until Kakanukami returned to this planet and drank from the fountain. He saw his fate and he was satisfied. Repopulating this planet was his destiny. Garura is responsible for dividing his life. He's the one that created the pharaoh and the Thoth. But in their ancient history, it is said that Garura feared Kakunukami, but he says that's a false record of the past. This planet has always been his experiment, as he says, and what it looks like, he is the god of Beerus, the creator of Beerus's race and planet. But he's not that god that is very passionate about his planet. He just left them and went away with all of the wars, with all of what happened. And the pharaoh feels that. He won't trust him. He's aware who Noob is, but he has granted him power beyond imagination. So he knows that Noob is evil, but he doesn't care. The pharaoh says that they both lost immortality and power, and they deserve it, and soon they will have it. He launches himself towards Garura, but he just looks at him and says, "You can't attack me," because he knows you will lose. The pharaoh picks himself up and runs away. He's afraid of him. Garura is gonna return to the planet's ionosphere. He doesn't just rely on the sun for its power, but he relies on it for his life. And thus, something starts to happen. They all look up in the sky. It's the ship of Garura, the god. He gets on the ship and says, "I will return when I'm needed." What I don't get about this god is, if he has this much power, why doesn't he end the fight in here? If he can get to the sun and charge what power he has, he can end the pharaoh in an instant and end the war of this planet. He can unite. He created beings, so he surely has the power to control the beings that he created, and he surely has more power than them. Prud, the father of Beerus, is gonna go and rescue all of the innocents in the city with Russo, and thus they leave before Taima and the Thoth. As they leave, Taima collapses on the ground. The Thoth, seeing that, he heals him and says to him that he must destroy the fountain of the gods and destroy the machine beneath it that is killing the planet. No more selfishness, no more immortality. He tells him the course of action, how he can destroy the fountain and the machine. The only reason he hasn't done it himself is he wouldn't survive, but he believes that Taima will. So why does he believe in him? That's the question that Taima asks him. He says that when he drank from the fountain of youth, it didn't just give him a long life, it heightened all of his unique abilities. It will do the same for you. I have no doubt you're strong, Taima. I believe in you. Thus, Taima agrees and heads towards the fountain. He sees it and launches himself towards the entrance, destroying it. And there, it's the fountain of youth. He dives in it to its core and sees the machine. But it's releasing a lot of power that he can hardly take. He's starting to suffocate, but he's not giving up. He charges his key and fires it towards the machine, destroying it, but its power overwhelms him. He's barely taking it as it explodes. The amount of ki that has released from it is seen way up in the sky, as all of the ki is releasing with spot Taima. A lot of it's coming from him. The fountain of youth has been destroyed, but Taima has been awakened. With his new self, a new Saiyan has been born. His power is immense. As all of the dust clears, Taima is meditating. He has transformed to a false Saiyan god. From all the power that he absorbed, the power of the fountain of youth, Taima has become a god amongst gods who will save this planet and all of its inhabitants. The Saiyan, god of destruction. And the main city Brood is there. They are fighting the army of Noob. We see Beerus, Champa and their mother. They have grown up. Brood is their father. They all teleported to the city of Su, the city of the Thoth. The Thoth sees a lot of potential in Brood, and he would like to be his teacher. Brood wants that for his family and for his people. So the Thoth will protect his family and take them to a safe place. And then they will focus on Brood. But as we see from the distance, it's the Pharaoh and his army. He's crossing his way through the wasteland. As he's flying, he spots a cave and gets down there. As he enters it, he sees what it looks like one of Frieza's race, and at the same time like a snake. Who is this foe? Who has the Pharaoh ran into? He looks sinister, evil. So who is this guy? We end this part of chapter 8 of Dragonball Infinity. The story of the Saiyan, god of destruction, Taima. A legend will live on no matter how much time passes. And this was a story of one of those legends. The story of a lost Saiyan. And this is it. I want to thank you all for reaching this point. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, you could subscribe. It will really help me out a lot. All I want to say is love you all and thank you all for watching. Saying that, I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.